If I had to start a private practice from scratch today, knowing everything I know now, I would not start with a logo, a fancy website, or random ads on Facebook. I will start by building a patient acquisition system from day one. Because here's the biggest mistake I see doctors make. And I made it. I made it myself when I opened my first clinic. They build a practice first. The office, the equipment, the staff, the branding, and then they try to figure out how to get patients later. And by then, they're burning cash. The schedule has gaps and they're desperate. I own a vascular surgery practice with 5 locations across Central Florida. I'm a surgeon, and I can tell you the clinic itself is actually the easy part. Building a machine that consistently tracks and converts patients, that's the hard part. And that's what separates practices that struggle from practices that scale. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I would do from day one using the same 4-pillar system: mindset, marketing, management, and money. And I'm going to show you how AI makes every single one of these faster. Let's build this thing. 1, mindset, and specifically clarity. Before you spend a single dollar on marketing, you need absolute clarity on 3 things. Who is your ideal patient? What specific problem do you solve better than anyone? And what does the patient journey look like from symptom to solution? The mistake most new practices make is trying to be everything to everyone. The list of 15 services on their website, they target everyone within 50 miles, and their messaging is so generic that no one feels like the practice is talking to them. If I was starting over, I will pick 1 to 2 high-value service lines and become the obvious choice for specific problems, not the best generalist, the obvious specialist. For my practice, that was vascular conditions, varicose veins, peripheral arterial disease, deep vein thrombosis, uterine fibroids. I didn't try to be a primary care clinic and a vein center and wellness spa. I picked the lane and I owned it. Then I will map out the entire patient journey before spending a dollar ads. What does this patient search on Google? What are they afraid of? What questions do they have before they book? What do they need to see to trust me? What happens after they book? What happens if they don't show up? When you map the journey, your marketing writes itself. Your content writes itself. Your follow-up sequences write themselves. And here's where AI accelerates this. I use an autonomous AI agent as my executive assistant. And one of the first things I had Victor do was analyze our entire business, browse our websites, read our patient data, understand the service lines, map our locations. Within hours, Victor understood what our practice does, who our patients are, and where the gaps in our system. A new practice owner could do the same thing, connect their system to an autonomous AI agent and have a full business analysis before they see their first patient. That's starting with right mindset, clarity first. 2, marketing, but not the way most people think about it. If I'm starting from scratch, I'm not running ads on day one. Here's why. Nobody knows who I am yet. No one trusts me. There are no reviews. There's no content. Running paid ads to a brand new practice with no social proof is like throwing money into a black hole. Here's what I'll do instead. Before the practices even opens, I will create 30 pieces of educational content, short videos, 60 to 90 seconds each, answering the questions patients already have. What causes varicose veins? Do I need surgery for spider veins? How long recovery after vein treatment? What does a vascular ultrasound look like? These videos do 2 things. First, they build trust. A patient sees you explaining their condition in simple terms and they think, this doctor actually gets what I'm going through. Second, they create content you can repurpose everywhere. Social media, your website, email sequences, ad creative, patient education packets. One explanation about one treatment can become 10 short clips, 3 ad angles, a patient frequently asked questions, an email nurture sequence, a landing page copy. And here's where it gets powerful. Once you have that content strategy, you use Practice Scale to build the infrastructure behind it. With Ask AI in Practice Scale, I can set up an entire marketing backend by just describing what I need. Create an email that welcomes my new leads, introduces Dr. Omobi, and includes links to 3 educational videos about the condition. Ask AI generates it. Set up social media posts. Schedule 3 posts per week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 a.m. Ask AI configures it. Create a blog post about the top 5 signs you need to see in a vein specialist. Include SEO optimized headers and a call to action to book a consultation. Ask AI writes it and publishes to your blog. You're not hiring a marketing team on day one. You're using AI to build one. Then once you have content, reviews, and trust signals in place, now you turn on paid ad, because now when someone clicks your ad, they land on your page with real content, real testimonials, and real proof. That's when ads convert. Step 3, management. And this is the one where most practices get crushed. Here is what usually happens. A new practice starts getting leads, maybe 10 to 15 a week. The front desk is handling intake, answering phones, checking out patients, and trying to follow up on leads in between. Forms sit unanswered, calls get missed, leads go cold. And the owner thinks, marketing doesn't work. Marketing worked fine. The back end wasn't ready. If I'm starting from scratch, I'm setting up a CRM, which is a customer relationship or patient relation management system, and automation before I see my first patient, before the lead first comes in. I want these workflows live. One missed call, text back. The moment a call is missed, the patient gets an automatic text. A form submission follow-up. Within seconds of a form being filled, the patient gets confirmation text and the team gets an alert. Number 3, appointment reminders. Text at 24 hours, 1 hour before. Email with what to expect the day before. No-show recovery. If a patient doesn't show up, a text goes out within an hour and a rebooking sequence starts. Old lead activation every 30 days. The system automatically reaches out to leads that never booked. And you can build every single one of these with Ask AI. Create an automation that triggers when a call is missed. Send a text message within 1 minute that says, "Hi, first name, sorry missed your call. How can we help you today?" Wait 4 hours. If no response, send a follow-up text. Create a task for front desk to call the next morning. Ask AI builds the entire workflow. You review it, turn it on, and you're covered. Create an appointment reminder sequence, text 24 hours before within date and time and address. Text 1 hour before as a final reminder. If the patient cancels, automatically notify the front desk and trigger rebooking sequence. Done. Built in minutes. Now here's the autonomous agents on top of this. I will connect my autonomous agent to my EMR and CRM. On a daily basis, every appointment, every office, every provider, before I walk in the door, my agent would run weekly operations report. How many appointments, how many completed, how many no-shows, how many cancellations compared to the last week. And my agent will cross-reference my no-shows with my lead sources. So if Facebook leads are booking but not showing up, and Google leads are showing up and converting, I know exactly where to shift my budget. Practices get the same number of leads. One has staff handling everything manually. The other has automation supporting the team. The second one converts more without needing more traffic every time. 4, money. And I mean understanding the economics of your practice from day one, not after your first year. If I'm starting a practice from scratch, before I spend $1 on ads, I want to know what's the average treatment value for each service I offer. How many treatments does the average patient need? What's the lifetime value that the patient, and what can I afford to spend to acquire them? Because here's what happens when you don't know these numbers. You run ads for a low-cost service, say $200 consultation. You get leads at $50 each, and you think these ads are too expensive. But if that $200 consultation turns into a $5,000 treatment plan, and that patient comes back twice a year, your lifetime value is $15,000. A $50 lead that turns into $15,000 is a no-brainer. On the flip side, you might get leads at $10 each for a service that's only generates $200 with no follow-up visits. These cheap leads are actually a terrible investment. This is why I set up my autonomous agent as my CFO from the beginning. Victor connects to QuickBooks and pulls financial data, revenue by location, expenses by category, payroll as a percentage of revenue, accounts receivable, aging. But the real power is when Victor connects the financial data to the clinic data, because now I can see this service line at this location with this marketing channel produces this much revenue per patient. That's where I should scale. Other service line with high ad spend and low revenue per patient, that's where I should pause and rethink. If you know your numbers from day one, you make better decisions. If you're guessing, you'll spend 6 months figuring out what AI could tell you in 15 minutes. If you want more practical breakdowns on growing a private practice with content, ads, AI automation, hit subscribe. I'm covering this step by step. I'll also leave a resource below for practice owners who want help thinking through their patient acquisition system before they spend more money on marketing. Starting private practice is one thing. Building one that consistently attracts and converts patients is a completely different game. And the truth is, even if you know what to do, you still need the content, the ads, the CRM, the follow-up, and the automation all working together. Most practices take years to figure this out through trial and error. You don't have to. If you want help building that system with AI, content, paid ads, CRM automation, and most importantly, AI agents, check out Practice Scale. The link is in the description. We'll build out your entire ad system. We'll check where the bottleneck is, and we'll help you evolve with AI agents as well and extend your practice to a new level.